name is Ron Kleinson. I'm the VP of Solutions here at Godlan. I've been working with technology for more than 20 years and have a manufacturing and financial background. And pleased to kind of introduce you to Infor ION. So ION, it's really the next generation in business process connectivity software. ION stands for Intelligent Open Network, and it's really at the heart of Infor's new technology stack. So what if your app is just connected? You have visibility information in a very diverse environment. You can go mobile. Your processes can run in the cloud. Your financials can be synced with like a corporate solution. And you can always trust the information in your reports. You can monitor your supply chain in real time, and you can truly manage by exception. Well, ION's a new solution allow you to model, execute, monitor, and manage system processes really like never before. And this is a new platform and really a new concept for business connectivity software. Here's a simple illustration of what ION's all about. ION's really an intelligent network that allows you really to move information between systems without having to create point-to-point integrations. An easy way to think of ION is it's like, an example would be is like an interstate connects many cities together so that we can move easily from place to place. Well, ION does the same thing with business documents. Of course, another great model of this structure is the Internet itself. The Internet is the most successful integrated application that scales in the world. And as we all know, if one application goes down, the Internet doesn't go down. And so it's very open and resilient. Well, this approach, the ION approach, is going to change the way enterprise apps communicate. So in this diagram, we can see the Sightline and other apps on the left, and we see the on-ramp for the sales order going on to ION. And so on the right, there's an off-ramp with a whole list of numerous applications that would consume information. So we can see that it's being published by Sightline, received by ION, and then published out. Sightline is only connected to ION, not directly to the other applications, and we'll discuss how we do this in more detail shortly. So whether it's an on-premise, cloud, or a third-party application, ION can easily connect and share information. So once an application is connected up to the ION highway, you see that here in the middle, it can then publish and subscribe to the business documents that other applications make available. So ION comprises really of four main modules. You have ION Connect in the bottom left, and that's where the applications get connected to the ION highway, and you determine the type of connection in the business documents that will move between the applications. Then in the ION Desk, that's where we're going to monitor our business document and the data activity moving between our applications. We have complete visibility. And then we have ION and Event Management and Workflows, and those are tools to help us manage elements of the data that we might want us to monitor or approve or want to see exceptions between applications. So let's take a closer look at ION Connect and Desk. As we discussed, the basic goal of ION is to move business documents between numerous applications. The data construct to do that is called a BOD for short, or business document. These business documents are like data packets, and they're based on the language of the Internet called XML. But we take all the complexity. There's no complex mappings and all that. We give you templates. Everything's compatible, and it's all based on events. So if we open up ION and take a look, here's a view of all the standard Sightline business object documents that Sightline publishes and consumes out of the box. Of course, in addition, we can create custom documents that can also be mapped in ION. But notice we've expanded out the invoice section to illustrate that you can control all aspects of the document flow from the basic ins and outs to also how an application will specifically process the information. And that's the get, the load, the post, the process, sync, and update. All those have very specific functions related to the ins and outs of the data that's moving between applications. So once an application's connected up and you have a connection point, it's connected to ION, and we activate the flow, then we can go into ION One View and we can start to see the documents that are being published by our applications. Of course, you have complete filtering to see by document type and group and how you want to sort. So unlike a point-to-point integration where you might have to review a log file, this is all online and visible within ION itself. We have complete visibility of the business data that's getting passed between our applications. So we drill down a little further, we can see that for each document, ION gives us detailed tracking information, just like in the same way that UPS tracks our partial packages. I love to buy some golf clubs, and I love to track my package once I've bought something and know when it's going to show up. Well, we can see the date and time here that ION received this sales order as an example. We can see when it was published to the connection point, when it was updated by the connection point, and also accepted by the connection point. So ION provides us total visibility to all the document flows of information and guaranteed delivery of that information, just like our partial package. So then we see the flows. What does a flow actually look like that's built in ION? Well, in ION Desk, we can see how a document flow is actually created and managed. Once a connection point is created for any application, a process designer can simply drag and drop activities, and those activities can include connecting to a database, connect to another application, connect to a message queue, maybe call a web service, or maybe you just want to call a flat file or an XML file. Well, you define in the flow how the applications will pass information. And in this case here, it looks like we've got SiteLine and also our third-party application in the middle, and I've got Salesforce.com as being the on the in or the on-ramp and off-ramp. So in our third-party application, it looks like down in the bottom left, we've got some messages. What this message is telling me is that the third-party application does not know how to consume some of those business documents related to our customer master and other things. So we get visual notification if one of the applications can't consume or understand some of the business documents that are being passed. So then we have a chance to update our flow, either define for the third party how to translate those documents or remove those documents completely. But we get alerts, and it's all drag and drop in the flow creation. So looking a little further, and actually in our Dallas connection here in this example, we can see that these are all the documents that are being synced in and out related to SiteLine to Salesforce.com. And if we wanted at the same time sync this information out to another application, we certainly could that. But it's really, you go over here, you drag and drop and create your connections and then define the business document information that's going to get passed. It's just that simple. So, connectivity. What are your options and what comes out of the box? So as you can see here, Infor on the left, all Infor standards, all Infor applications are ION certified, and they really come out of the box as being connected up so they can talk to one another. There are standard business adapters commercially available. Of course, we have one for Salesforce.com and Microsoft Dynamics. Those are the two main CRMs in the world. But we also have ones that connect up to SAP and Oracle for like if your corporate is running financials on SAP. And of course, one of the most populars is, well, you'd really define your own, and that's where it'd either be a combination of legacy apps or third-party apps or middleware, and it's everything from another database to a web service to a message queue. Those are all elements of what we call the third-party apps or third-party connector. But ION can really connect to virtually any type of system or data construct to allow you to pass information back and forth. So in summary, ION allows us to publish information once and have other systems consume that information with no additional effort, all in real time and with complete visibility and accountability. Very powerful, based on the construct of really how the internet is constructed, so that, you know, as systems upgrade and change over time, you don't have points of failure. In a point-to-point integration, you'd have numerous potential points of failures as things change, because we're publishing business documents and data and not directly connecting application schemas or databases together, if you will. In that sense, you reduce and eliminate the points of failure. So let's take a look at a couple of other modules in ION to kind of wrap up, is workflow and event management. So what does workflow do? Well, workflow can help you with authorizations. As business documents move back and forth, sometimes you need an approval of a PO, or a sales order is coming in from Salesforce.com to Sightline. You want an approval to happen on that. Or maybe you receive something off a supplier website, and you want to approve that before it goes into Sightline. You certainly can do that through ION Workflow. It can also help you distribute work related to traditional features that would be something you do in event management in Sightline. You certainly could do that also within ION. And then things like requesting approvals for certain things. If a certain process is done in ERP, then you request it in the other system. Very, very powerful, very flexible. It all uses the data structures. It's modeled off the business documents themselves. That what would trigger the workflow. And then it's all very graphical to the user. It can be seen in Mingle or out on your actual mobile device. Building a workflow is as easy as drag and drop, very intuitive, much like the process we saw earlier with building our connection points and passing our documents. It's very simple. We have a workflow modeler that allows you to come in and kind of drag and drop and determine that, including drill backs back to the Sightline application and the data. So lastly is event management. Event management is a little different than workflow. It's more based on the concepts of, as data is being published and consumed, ION monitors the actual data elements and helps you manage and look at exceptions. So it's based on events that can happen within the system, canceling a sales order, canceling a PO, we scrap out a certain amount. Anything that's getting published as business document and data, we can actually monitor and look for conditions. It can also have things that happen across a set of systems. So it can go from ERP to your WMS or your corporate financials. That data can also trigger an event. And it can also be off events that did not happen. You know, the shipment confirmation did not occur from one system to the other, the checks and the balances. The event management can also look for those conditions. So in summary, ION is a very intelligent, smart, and fast network that will really change the way you communicate and collaborate with other applications. So thank you for attending this webinar and education on Infor ION.